Here at Reach Out, we introduce one book every week. These timeless classics are available for students to read with our teachers in our Literature Club course. Remember our video about the bombing of Hiroshima? How about the part where we talked about Japan attacking Pearl Harbor? Well, that event requires more than just a small section in another book. It actually requires a whole other book. The Japanese were shamelessly expanding their country by invading Korea, China, and other Asian countries nearby. They refused to stop, even after the US asked them to. After a short time of arguments between the two countries, Japan decided that it wanted to attack a US Pacific fleet. Their eyes were set on a harbor in Hawaii to carry this plan out. In Patricia Brennan Demuth's book, What Was Pearl Harbor?, we get a view of how Japan was able to attack the US without getting caught. We also find out who was behind the plan, what the plan was, and how the US tried to save Pearl Harbor. In 1937, Japan declared war on China and began invading. During that time, they accidentally attacked a US ship, which angered President Roosevelt. He told Japan to stop invading, but Japan refused. In 1940, Japan joined Italy and Germany and became the Axis powers. Roosevelt decided to stop selling things to Japan, including oil, which they needed to continue invading. Japan suddenly lost almost all of its overseas trade and 88% of its imported oil. In 1941, Japan began secretly talking about attacking the US while they were trying to convince the US to sell them oil again. But Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto knew that attacking the US would be very difficult. He lived there and saw how strong the economy and military were. So, he convinced everyone that the best way to attack the US was to locate a fleet of their ships in the Pacific Ocean. He said that it would make it more difficult for the US to attack Japan. The military agreed that it was a great idea, so they began training soldiers in secret. It was so secret that even the soldiers being trained didn't know what they were training for. They just followed orders and worked hard until they were informed that they will be attacking the US. In November 1941, the Japanese forces sailed from Japan until they were 230 miles from the Hawaiian island Oahu, which was where Pearl Harbor was. They knew they would get caught if they just landed there, so they planned to begin attacking off the shore. Then, in the early morning, 189 Japanese aircrafts flew over Pearl Harbor and started bombing it. But that's not all. A little while later, a second wave of 171 Japanese aircrafts arrived and continued attacking the harbor. Finally, the Japanese army returned to Japan, leaving 2,404 US citizens dead. Although the Japanese successfully attacked the US, they failed at making it harder for them to attack Japan. In fact, it motivated the US to join the war and begin their plans to hit back. What else can be learned from the attack on Pearl Harbor? Find out with us here at Reach Out, and let's read What Was Pearl Harbor together. See you there!